The Gaza Health Ministry has announced that all hospitals in northern Gaza are out of service due to intensified Israeli military operations, following the destruction of Beit Hanun Hospital and Kamal Adwan Hospital and the disabling of the Indonesian hospital. The ministry confirmed that public hospitals in the northern Gaza Strip are no longer operational. The statement emphasized that the Israeli occupation forces are intensifying their siege with heavy fire around the Indonesian hospital, preventing access for patients, medical staff, and supplies. The Ministry of Health in Gaza also reported that 464 were killed over the past week as a result of the Israeli airstrikes. Hamas official Mahmoud Mardawi has stated that indirect negotiations between Hamas and Israel resumed in Doha. He added that these talks are facilitated by Qatari and U.S. mediation, aiming for a ceasefire in Gaza and a detainee exchange without preconditions. Earlier, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz confirmed the shift in Hamas' stance, attributing it to Israel's new military operations, Gideon's Chariots, which seeks to intensify fighting and achieve key objectives, including detainee release. Hamas has welcomed the results of the 34th Arab Summit in Baghdad, praising Arab leaders' calls to end the Gaza war and open aid crossings. Hamas commended the summit's condemnation of Israeli aggression and reaffirmation of Palestinian rights, urging urgent actions like ending the siege and supporting reconstruction efforts. Hamas also expressed support for Palestinian national unity based on a unified liberation project. Sirens have sounded in central Israel as the Israeli army reported intercepting a missile launched from Yemen. That comes as the Houthis in Yemen have been firing missiles at Israel, claiming to show solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza, although they have agreed to cease attacks on U.S. vessels. Yemen's Houthis have announced that they targeted Ben Gurion airport with 2 ballistic missiles. Earlier, the Israeli military intercepted a missile from Yemen, triggering sirens in multiple locations. In retaliation, Israel has conducted strikes, including one that damaged Yemen's main airport and resulted in casualties. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he will speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday to discuss efforts to end the conflict in Ukraine. The call is scheduled for Monday at 10 a.m. This follows recent face-to-face talks between Russia and Ukraine in Istanbul. Trump is expected to also contact NATO members after that. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he would speak with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky after his upcoming call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Earlier, Trump had previously offered to meet in Turkey, but Putin declined. He's urging both leaders to agree to a ceasefire in the ongoing conflict.
From the very beginning of the war, we've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been alone.
At least 17 people, including 8 children under the age of 5, have died in a fire that broke out in a building in Hyderabad. The blaze, reportedly caused by a short circuit, began on the ground floor and quickly spread to upper levels of the structure. India's Mines Minister G. Kishan Reddy said preliminary investigations suggested an electrical short circuit was the likely cause of the fire. Residents of border villages have returned to their homes in the Indian-administered part of the Kashmir region to assess the damage caused by recent clashes between New Delhi and Islamabad following a ceasefire agreement reached by the two countries the agreement that took place between the two countries. The town of Pahalgam, which is usually crowded with visitors at the beginning of May, is now completely deserted. All shops have been closed and tourist attractions within a 30-kilometer radius of the attack site have been shut down to both visitors and residents alike. An Indian military official stated that the ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan reached on May 12th will remain in effect. India and Pakistan had agreed to a ceasefire last week following 4 days of clashes.